Okay, so want to really get this whole link graph thing down, like for SEO,
Yeah.
you came to the right place. We are diving deep today. We're using this article from Market Brew. It's called The Importance of Link Graphs in SEO. And they make a really interesting comparison right at the beginning. Like, how would you find, say, a really good restaurant besides, just stumbling on one?
Well, I mean, most of us would probably ask friends for recommendations or check online reviews.
Exactly. So in a way, that's kind of what links do for websites, right? They're like
Yeah.
these little signals to those search engines like Google saying, hey, this website, it's worth looking at.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fascinating how Google uses these links to basically create like a map of the entire internet. What they call a link graph. Each website is like a point on the graph, and then those links between them, those are the connections.
So it's not even just about having a website. It's about how connected you are in this like giant web.
Yeah, exactly. The more quality links that you have
Yeah.
that point back to your website, well, the more, I guess, credible and important you look to those search engines.
And that's where this whole PageRank thing comes in, right? It's like this, like a secret score that Google gives to each website.
Yeah, basically, it's how Google sizes up a website based on how many links come into it, but more importantly, the quality of those links. So it's kind of like a popularity contest, right? The websites with the most votes from all those good sources, well, they get the attention.
So it's like a website's reputation score then, but instead of people saying it, it's about like who's recommending you online.
Yeah, it all comes down to trust, really. Google, they want to point their users to the best places for information, trustworthy stuff. Link graphs are a big part of figuring that out.
That makes sense, but I mean, how does this actually work in like the real world? Why should someone with just a regular website care about all these points and connections and stuff?
It's all about visibility, really.
Mm.
The higher your page rank, the more likely your website is to show up higher on those search results.
Mhm.
The ones everyone wants to be at the top of.
It's like having a store on the best street downtown, right?
Yeah.
Everyone can see you.
Exactly. And all those high-quality links, those are like having amazing reviews right there in the window for everyone to see.
So you're saying building a really strong link profile, that's crucial for like anyone who really wants to do well, SEO wise. It's not just those keywords and good content. It's like building up your influence, right? Through linking. This is where it gets really interesting, right? Because it's not even about getting just any link. It's about getting the right links.
Oh, absolutely. And that's actually something we can talk about more, the good links versus the bad links and how to make sure you're attracting the right ones. Ethically, of course.
So we're not just going to like go around spamming people and hoping for the best.
No, definitely not. Google is watching everything, and they're only getting smarter. Got to be smart about it, think long term if you want something that lasts.
So no shortcuts then.
Well, there are ways to speed things up,
Yeah.
but it all comes down to understanding how this all works and playing by the rules, which is what we'll get into.
All right, so no magic button for link building. Got it. But like, where do we even start? How do we actually get these, amazing links pointing back to our site?
It's kind of like, I don't know, think about building a reputation out in the real world. You know,
Yeah.
you earn it by like being consistent, putting in the work, making those real connections.
So how do we translate that to online?
One word: content. Creating really good content.
Yeah.
Stuff that's informative, engaging, that's the foundation.
Makes sense. People will link to stuff that's actually, good, but how do we make sure the right people even see it, let alone link to it?
Right, so that's where the two sides of link building come in. You've got internal linking and external linking.
Okay, so break those down for me. Internal linking, that's all about like the structure of our website, right? Making it easy to get around.
Exactly. Creating those pathways, those threads, connecting everything within your site
Yeah.
makes it easy for people to find stuff, but also Google, It helps them figure out how it all goes together.
So not just like a link to the homepage from every other page on the site.
No. Think of it more like, I don't know, imagine a really well-organized library. You wouldn't just chuck all the books in one giant room.
Yeah, no, you'd have different sections, different types of books, right?
Right. And you'd have those signs, those little maps, to help you find the exact book you want. That's what internal linking does for your website.
So instead of click here to learn more, it's more like unlock the secrets of link building. And that links to the actual, blog or whatever.
You got it. And the best part, it's not just better for the people visiting your site, it helps Google understand what's important, what goes with what. And that can really help your rankings.
It's like we're giving Google a tour of the website, showing them all the cool stuff.
Exactly. And speaking of helping Google find their way around, this is where those website structures come in. Remember we talked about the pyramid and silo structures?
Right. Yeah, those sounded interesting. Refresh my memory, though. Let's start with pyramid.
So just like a pyramid, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the top, you have your home page, the most important page, and then that links to your main category pages, which then link to more specific subcategory pages and so on.
So it's like the general stuff at the top, and it gets more and more specific as you go down.
Exactly. And each of those links, those internal links, are telling Google what's connected to what. It all builds up to them getting a really good picture of your site.
So it's not even just about, like, looking good. It's about actually making things work better for both the user and Google, right? What about silo structure, though? How's that different?
Okay, now imagine like a department store. You've got your different sections, clothes, electronics, home goods, all that. Not all mixed together, right?
Right. If I'm looking for, like, a new laptop, I don't need to be wading through towels and stuff.
Exactly. Each of those departments, those are silos. And within each silo, you've got more internal linking, creating these little webs of information.
So it's like we're telling Google, hey, look, we know our stuff when it comes to electronics, and here's a whole section about it.
Precisely. You organize your website into these silos, link everything up nicely inside each one, and bam, better experience for your visitors, better for SEO, win-win.
So it's more like they work together then. Pyramid and silo, not like one or the other.
Exactly. They're a team. Pyramid is the overall structure, and then the silos let you go deep on those specific topics.
Okay, so internal linking, we got that. But what about external? How do we get other people to link to us? So we've got that internal linking down, kind of like organizing our own little world online. But what about getting those links from other websites, like those, hey, check this out links, the ones that really matter?
Yeah, it's all about relationships and, actually having something worthwhile to share. Think about it. Like, okay, remember that awesome bakery we talked about? You wouldn't just walk in there and be like, hey, sell my croissants too, right?
Oh, absolutely not. That's bakery blasphemy.
Exactly. But you might want to, I don't know, work with them somehow. Like maybe you both do a booth at a food festival or you share each other's recipes online, stuff like that.
So it's about both websites winning, like a win-win.
Exactly. Online, that could mean like guest blogging. You find a good website, you write something awesome for their audience, and you get to link back to your site.
Kind of like doing a presentation or a workshop, right? You share what you know, meet new people, and then they want to see what else you do.
Perfect analogy. You could also team up with people on social media or even just create something super shareable like those infographics everyone loves, or even just a really, really good blog post.
So quality over everything. Right. Okay. But say we've got that amazing content, we're doing all the external linking. There's still one more thing, right? Link flow.
Ah, yes, link flow. This is where it gets kind of technical. It's about how, the power of those links, that link equity, actually moves through your website.
You've mentioned link equity a couple of times, and I gotta be honest, I'm still a little fuzzy on what that actually means.
Okay, so think of it like this. Every website has like a certain amount of authority, right? Google decides how much, based mostly on that page rank we talked about.
Yeah.
When another website links to you, they're sharing a little bit of their authority. Like they're saying, we trust this website. That's link equity.
Okay, so it's like those endorsements, those, hey, check this out links, but it's not just like visual. It's actually giving my website some of their SEO juice.
Exactly. And how you spread that juice around your own site, well, that's super important. That's where link flow distribution and balance come in.
Okay, so distribution first. How do I make sure that link equity is going to the pages I want it to?
Imagine watering a garden, right? You're not just going to point the hose in one spot and let everything else dry out.
Right. You got to make sure all those plants are happy and hydrated.
Exactly. Same with link flow. You want to make sure all those important pages are getting some love. Your homepage, it might get a lot of links naturally, but you got to spread that power to your product pages, your blog posts, all the good stuff.
So we use those internal links to kind of direct the flow, right? Like traffic signals.
Yes. And then there's balance.
Hey, hold on. You're not going to tell me I need like a literal set of scales for my website now, are you?
No. But you don't want to waste all that good link juice on pages that aren't really important for, bringing in new people.
Like what?
So every website has them. Those pages that are important but don't really, sell anything. Your contact page, your privacy policy, even your About Us page sometimes.
Okay, so they're good to have, just not the main attraction.
Exactly. So don't ignore them completely, but you don't want them hogging all the attention either. Point that link power towards your best stuff, the pages that show off what you do and, hopefully get people to buy or sign up or whatever you want them to do.
Wow, this has been seriously eye-opening. I feel like we went from 0 to 60 on this whole link graph thing.
And just remember, like with anything SEO, it takes time. There's no overnight fix.
Yeah.
You got to put in the work, be patient, and play the long game.
No shortcuts, just good strategy. And for everyone listening, think back to those endorsements. Is your website endorsement worthy? If not, time to get to work building those relationships. And until next time, happy linking.